Hey everyone. So this video is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to start, hold on. I'm going to start a series, like a mini series maybe, I don't know. I think I'm going to call it Tips for Worshiping or Tips for Worship Leader. I don't know, I haven't really got that far yet. But pretty much what I'm going to do is I'm going to make these videos and I'm going to explain all the things that I wish I knew when I was starting off leading worship. So here we go. This is going to be our first one of the series, and this is going to be about transitions in songs, like when you're leading worship and you got you're just moving from one song to another, transitions. So let's dive into this. Okay, this is actually going to be about transitions of songs and a little bit about spontaneous worship, although I might do one on spontaneous worship alone later on. We'll see. It may just all end up being in one big video here. So let's dive right in. So let's say you're playing a song in G. And we all know that G has the chords of G, D, C, and E minor, right? And so if you're coming to the end of a song and you want to go into another song that is in G, super easy to do. We all know you just jump right into the other song. But when you're leading worship, it's not quite that easy because you want the people to follow you. You want them to continue that atmosphere of worship as you move from one song to another. You don't want to just cut it off. You also don't want to just like jump right in and make it like seem forced, like, oh my goodness, we put this medley together of songs. So what I do is I generally put in like some transition chords. I plan it out ahead of time, and I know some of the super spiritual people out there are going to be like, we just follow the Spirit, and that's fantastic. Happy for you. For some of us, we plan this stuff out. So let's say I'm playing a song in G, because I really like G. I play them all, but I really like G. And let's say we're doing Holy Spirit by Francesca Battistelli. So oh, it's here your presence, Lord. Okay, let's go into the chorus. Here we go. And Holy Spirit, you are welcome here. Come flood this place and fill the atmosphere. Your glory, God, is what our hearts long for. To be overcome by your presence, Lord. Almost missed that one there. Yeah, your presence, Lord. But then I want to go into another song in G, right? So I'm just going to keep doing that G and C. Yeah, your presence, Lord. No, your presence, Lord. And what I've found is that the less fingers that are hitting keys during transitions, the better. You don't want to be just banging it out in full chords, like one or two notes at a time on your transitions. Okay, here we go. Ready for this? And I love you, Lord, and I lift my voice to worship you. And oh, my soul, rejoice. Take joy, my King, in what you hear. E-O-E. And then we can go right back into that G and C mix, just back and forth between them. Yeah, yeah. Oh, your presence, Lord. It's nice, it flows well. Your people won't get lost. I mean, they might open their eyes just for a second to see the words up on the wall, see what we're going to be singing next, but there's no like abrupt weirdness going on with it. Here in your presence, God. Oh, it's here in your presence, God. Okay, so that is transitioning if you're going into the same key. It's really easy. I want to put a little, really push a point home here, and that is know what sound your instrument is about to make, right? When you're leading worship, you don't get the luxury of just winging it. Everything you do should be done on purpose. And so if you're going from a G to a C, make sure you know what sound is about to come out of your instrument when you go to that C. If you go from a D or a G to a D, make sure you know what sound that D is going to make. Because so often people get lost in the worship and they're like, I want to go into something spontaneous, and they just jump to the nearest one that they think is going to work. They have no idea what noise is actually going to come out, so when they go to sing, they actually sing the wrong thing, or it's just it sounds forced or clashed. So make sure you do everything on purpose. Let's actually talk a little bit about spontaneous worship here, because so many people think spontaneous worship is spontaneous music, and that is not the case. Spontaneous worship, the worship itself is spontaneous, but the people that are doing it, they know what their hands are doing on their instrument, whether it's guitar or keyboard here. They know that when they're going from a G to a C, it's going to make that sound, right? If they go back to a D, they know it's going to make that sound. So make sure you know what's about to come through your speakers. And with that, let's actually play around with this just a little bit. So we were doing that. Holy Spirit, you're welcome here, right? So I know that my G's sound like this. I know that my E minors sound like this. I know that my D's sound like this. And I know that my C's sound like this. Okay? And because I know what sounds are actually coming off, if I go into spontaneous worship, when I go to a C, I know that it's going to sound like a C. So let's play around with this a little bit. So we're like, your presence, Lord. Oh, your presence, Lord. Right? And we're kind of in that transition mode where we're just kind of hanging out. And don't be afraid to spend a little bit of extra time on a single chord and just bouncing it and making it it gives the people an opportunity to sing because they know what the sound is, right? So if you're on there for a good extra couple counts, it's fantastic. Here in your presence, God, your presence, Lord. Oh, yeah. And let's go to the minor in there. And I just love you, Lord. I just love you, Lord. I just love you. I just love you, Lord. Everything I need, I find here in you. us deeper, God. Oh, take us deeper into your presence, God. We just want you. We just want more of you. And I love you, Lord. And I lift my voice. See, it doesn't have to be forced. It works really, really well. You just, as long as you know what sound is about to come out, you can match it with your voice, right? So don't just wing it. Don't just get like caught up in the moment and jump to a D, not really sure what it's actually going to sound like, right? You never want to be surprised by the sound that is coming off of your keyboard. So that is my tip for my slight tips for spontaneous worship. There's a whole lot more, but for now we'll leave it at that. Okay, let's talk about transitions from songs that have different keys. Okay, now there are some times that you are literally just going to have to stop the song to switch because there's nothing that works well. But like if you're going from D to A, super easy to transition because in the key of D, you have the A chord, right? So actually jumping is really simple. So let's say we're doing a song in D. Can't think of any right now that I do in D. Maybe Tremble, right? Let's see what we can do here. Let's do this. Okay. So I'm going free, and we're going to transition into. I actually wrote a song called "I Just Want to Bless You," and so let's see if we can get into that. So we're going to go from "I'm Going Free," which is in D, into "I Just Want to Bless You," which is in A. So here we go. It goes like this. Shackles in the sea. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Jesus is my liberty. I'm going free. Okay, so you're on that D, right? And you're just hanging out on there, right? And so let's actually go to the G first. So this is that thing that I was doing where I'm bouncing between the main chord and the low chord. Okay, let's jump up to the A from here. Okay, so now we're on that A, right? And we have officially transitioned. I just want to bless you, God. Oh, yeah. Oh. And I just want to bless you. I just want to bless you, God. Yeah, okay. And I just want to touch your heart. I just want to bless your soul. I just want you to smile see me lost in praise. Yeah, I just want to touch your heart. Anyways, you guys get the idea, right? It's super easy if you're going from a chord or a key that actually has one of the chords of the key that you're going into. Same thing with going from like D to G, or going from G to D, or going from G to C, or going from A to D, or going from A to E, right? It's really easy because those chords actually fall within the key you're playing in, so you can move down, you can move up, and as long as you end on that particular chord, I'm slapping my mic here, you're good to go. So that is my tips for the day. I hope you have enjoyed them. I hope this is not super weird and awkward, and I hope that I haven't like demystified worship and spontaneous worship, because it is truly spontaneous worship, right? Like you get lost in your chord progressions and you're going, and then you just start. It almost like starts bubbling out of you like a fountain. So it is spontaneous, but you have to know your instrument well enough to know that you're actually going to be doing what you think you're going to be doing. So that is my tips for today. I hope you have enjoyed them. If you like this, please tell your friends. If you have friends that are worship leader and think they could benefit from this, please let them know. And I will see you next time, either when I post another just random song that I do, or if we do another one of these tips and tricks for worship leaders. Oh, maybe that's a good one. I like that. Tips and tricks for worship leaders. We'll see you next time.